Yeah, this is supposed to be my intro now, like every time. Okay, we're back. This is permanent now, probably. That might be a lie because I lie a lot. And I say that way too much. Like I lie too much, and I also say like I lied like too much. Like I also say love that for me way too much. Like I'm so fucking obnoxious with the shit I say because like once I say something like once or twice, it kind of just like embeds itself in my like walnut brain to the point where like if I have the opportunity to like even implement that into my sentence at all whatsoever, like I'm fucking going to. Like all the white ass bitch shit, like I say too much. Like me, like oh my fucking god, love that for me. Like all that, like basically just a bootleg version of like James Charles when it comes to like the way I speak. Also, a less funny and definitely less talented version. So, like, don't get your panties in a wad because you think, like, I'm comparing myself to James fucking Charles because I'm not. Like, I'm a piece of shit. Like, okay. I literally need to shut up. What am I even talking about? Oh my god. Like, I hate myself for doing this because, like, I'm like, I need to make the video shorter. Like, I don't want to upload this. I don't want to edit this. Like, nobody's gonna watch it if it's 20 minutes long. And then I do this. I'm doing it right now. Okay, we're done. What we're actually gonna be talking about today is my childhood. Now, if you've known me for any more than like 4 years, I was literally like fucked up in the head. I went through a time period where I like shaved my head and like left two pieces like this, but like the rest was fucking bald. Like I was messed up. I was whack. And basically that's what this is about. It's just like my fucked up childhood. So like enjoy. I'm obviously gonna be telling 3 stories as usual because like a lot of whack shit happens in my life, but not like crazy or entertaining enough where I can just make like a story on its own. It's like a lot of like mediocre shit that like could maybe be a video because I need content. So let's just jump into story numero uno. So the first two actually take place at school because I just love publicly humiliating myself. So number one, 4K. So I was like 4 years old. I don't know if everyone watching this like went to 4K. Like I guess it's like a trivial thing that like some people go to, some people don't. But like all it is like school that you can or can't go to like before kindergarten. I probably sound like a dumbass explaining this because I feel like most people win, but like if you didn't, it's basically like school for pussies. So it was just another day at school, you know, we were probably doing some shit like playing with Legos. I don't know. I honestly blocked out most of that time of my life, but I remember this shit that I'm about to tell you so vividly. We were having like reading time, and basically we didn't like have chairs. We would just all sit on this carpet on the floor, and there was duct tape that would like there was like set on this carpet that like had each of our names on it, and we'd just like sit there like that was our seats. And then like while all the kids were like sitting on this carpet, the teacher would sit in her like chair and read us a book. And if I can remember correctly, we did this on like a day-to-day basis, like it was a thing. So we were just doing that, you know, just like another day, reading time, fun, fresh, love that. And I was like a really, really shy kid, which is surprising because I'm like a loud ass motherfucker now anyway. But like back then, like I would not speak to anyone. Like I was so scared to talk to like any other kid, let alone talk to the teacher. Like I just would not talk. So we were having reading time and I really, really had to go to the bathroom. But since I was so shy, I didn't want to ask the teacher to go to the bathroom. So I sat down on my little duct tape area, my seat on the carpet. And I sat there in that spot during reading time for about 2 minutes while I listened to the teacher fucking read, I don't know, Miss Piggy commits tax fraud or some shit. And I just sat there so casually, and I pissed my pants right there on the ground with all these kids around me. Like, it was a pretty big class. Like, all these kids sitting on the carpet by me, next to me, all around me. And I fucking sat there. And I straight up, like, it was not an accident. Like, I purposely pissed my pants because I was too shy to ask to go to the bathroom. Now, I don't know, but you tell me, like, which one's more embarrassing? Hey, Miss Teacher, can I go to the bathroom? Or pissing your pants with about 19 other people all around you? And oh, trust me, it wasn't subtle. It was all over the ground. It was everywhere. Like, all the kids around me were, like, screaming. They're like, oh my god, this fucking cunt just pissed her pants. But that's not it. That's not the end. After I pissed my pants, I realized I didn't want my parents to find out, and I'm sure the teacher told them anyway, but, like, I had to find a way to cover this up, because, like, my mom and dad couldn't know that I pissed my pants. Like, they would probably disown me. So I waited till, like, we were dismissed to go to lunch or whatever. Mind you, while I was eating lunch, I sat there in piss-covered pants. Like, this was some ratchet-ass 4K, too. Like, this wasn't no Little Scholars. This was, like, Big Al's Playpen or some whack shit like that. Maybe the teacher didn't even tell my parents. I don't even know. Because, like, they did not give a single fuck. Like, I didn't change my pants. Like, they didn't call my parents after that. Like, everyone knew I pissed my pants, but, like, nobody cared. I literally sat there and ate my mac and cheese and sandwich with, like, sitting in a puddle of piss. So anyway, after I was done eating, whilst sitting in my urine, I decided the best way to, like, come up with an excuse that my parents would believe was to go to the bathroom, into the stall, take my pants, put them in the toilet, and take them out, and put them back on, and tell my mom and dad that I accidentally fell into the toilet. I don't know how that makes sense, but I guess they believed it. So I guess that does it. Cool, fun, fresh. Okay, number 2. So this story takes place at school. Public humiliation, love it. In 2nd grade. Now, just a little bit of background of, like, who I was in 2nd grade. I was a literal edgelord. This is what I was talking about in the beginning of the video when I said, like, I had a shaved head. Like, that was this year. Like, I had a shaved head. I had black hair. I was in a fucking band. I was in a band. And we made songs about Minecraft. I don't even need to say anymore, you know, I'm just gonna leave it there. Like, that's who I was, okay? Like, fucking 2015, 14-year-old emo, but, like, a 2nd grader, and, like, also mentally not okay. So one day, this is prior to, like, the actual story I'm gonna tell, but, like, I kind of need to say this for you to, like, get it. I had a stomach ache, and I felt like I was gonna throw up, and I was, like, not feeling okay. So I told my teacher, and I got to go down to the office. They, like, took my temperature and stuff. I guess I had a fever, like, I wasn't feeling good. So they called my mom, and they were like, can you come pick her up? At this point in my school career, I had no idea that, like, if you weren't feeling well, they would, like, call your parents to, like, come get you. I thought they'd just, like, give me some fucking Tums and say, go suffer in class, you dumb bitch. I had no idea that you could leave this prison after you've already entered because you weren't feeling well. Like, this was revolutionary. And I used this new discovery to my fucking advantage. Practically every single day, I would show up to school, I'd, like, wait outside with my friends or whatever for, like, the bell to ring. I don't know. My elementary school was clapped. You probably might have done the same thing back in, like, 2nd grade. So I'd, like, show up, I'd wait for, like, 5 minutes. The second we'd go inside to, like, start school, I'd walk straight to the office and be like, I have a stomach ache. And these dumb cunts would let me go home, like, every single time. every time. And I was doing this like at least 3 times a week. So it eventually got to a point where I missed like 15 days in a month. And like that's not allowed. Like that's literally illegal. I don't even think you're supposed to miss that many days in like a year. And like they were not gonna let me leave unless I was like genuinely dying on the floor, sick. So one day I come to school and I like didn't want to go obviously. So I already knew, like, they sent stuff home to my mom and stuff saying, like, I can't miss any more days of school, like, it has to be an emergency if they're gonna let me go home or if I'm gonna stay home. Like, I knew I wasn't supposed to be doing this, but I still did. So I walk my happy little ass down to that office and I say the same words that I've said for the past, like, 4 weeks. Basically every day. I come in there. And I look at, like, the office secretary lady, and I say, I have a stomach ache. And this bitch just looks at me, and she's like, sweetie, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to leave. Like, we can give you some Tums, and you can go suffer. But, like, we're not gonna send you home anymore. Like, it has to be an emergency. Like, you can't miss any more days of school. Like, go to class, you dumb bitch. Even though I damn well knew, like, they weren't gonna let me leave, I still tried, and I was still so distraught when I heard these words leave fucking Sherry the secretary's mouth. So, like, I had vengeance on my mind at this point. I was like, she doesn't think it's an emergency? Bitch, I'm gonna show her an emergency. Like, basically at this point, I just wanted to, like, prove to her that, like, I was actually sick, to just be like, oh, you fucking bitch, like, I was actually sick. Like, now, you may be thinking to yourself, like, what are you talking about? Like, how are you gonna prove to her, like, you're sick? Like, what? Or you know exactly where this is going. So, I walk my salty little ass to my 2nd grade classroom, and I sit there in my desk. Like, I didn't even give it some time. I literally sit right there in my desk. And I wait till no one's looking at me. And I fucking take my fingers and I just jam them into my esophagus in order to make myself vomit. What? Oh, what? I don't know a lot of people that watch this channel that were in my 2nd grade class, but, like, if you were, you definitely remember this. Like, you probably remember it as, like, the day Jetta got sick and puked all over her desk. Like, little do you know, that was on purpose. So I puked all over my desk, and my teacher, Mr. Platten, that was his name. Oh my gosh, are you okay? Like, I'm gonna call your mom, like, go down to the office, like, hopefully they can help you feel better, like, I'm gonna call your mom and you can go home, sweetie, like, oh my gosh, don't worry, like, you're okay, whatever, like. So I walk down to that office with this miserable ass look on my face, and I walk in, and I look Sherry dead in the eyes with this miserable look on my face. And Mr. Platten's right behind me. He's walking me down. And the office bitch, she's like, oh my god, what happened? Is she okay? And Mr. Platten, he just looks at her and he's like, she threw up. She's not feeling well. I'm gonna call her mom to take her home. Fucking victory royale right there. So, like, I won. Sorta. I mean, I still, like, embarrassed myself and puked all over the damn classroom, but, like, I still win. In my eyes, I still win. So in conclusion, I got to go home and I got to eat my saltine crackers and drink my 7-Up and watch Adventure Time for the rest of the day. So, like, fuck you, Sherry. I win. Like, I got to go home and watch Adventure Time, and you had to sit at your shitty little job in your shitty little desk and suffer. Okay, final. I was gonna say the Spanish word for story, but then I realized I don't know it, so I'm just gonna be a boring white ass and say final story. So this takes place when I was probably like 5 or 6-ish years old. And this was like one of my first times going to the dentist and like getting shit done on my teeth. I'm gonna keep this, or try to keep this as short as possible, because I don't feel like editing. So like, anyway, they were doing shit on my teeth or whatever, and you know, like at the dentist, they put that stuff on your teeth called like fluoride. I think that's what it's called. I'm an uncultured swine. I'm sorry. So they like put that shit on my teeth, and it tasted really bad. But like, I would only taste it like periodically because like my mouth was open and stuff, and like I couldn't taste much. Once they were done and I like closed my mouth, I could really start tasting this shit. So like once they're done working on you or whatever, you like go into this little room, like you meet back up with your parents in the waiting room, then you like go into this room and you like talk about what's going on with your kids' teeth or whatever. As we were sitting in this room talking about my teeth or whatever, I was over this fluoride shit. Now, I am a woman of action. You know, I'm not gonna sit there and take this. I'm gonna do something about it. So the most reasonable thing wasn't like go get a drink of water or something. I decided the best thing to do in this situation was to throw myself on the floor and start like eating the carpet. Like me, my dad, and my mom were in these chairs, and then like the dentist was sitting on the other side of the table in this other chair, and we were all just sitting there talking, and I just suddenly, out of nowhere, like I didn't even say anything, I just suddenly threw myself on the floor and started like licking the carpet because I thought this would help my situation. You don't like how the shit in your mouth tastes? Okay, just like thrash all over the floor and lick the carpet. Makes sense. Okay, cool. But yeah, that does it for this video. Like, that last story was literally so rushed, but like, I just want to go to sleep. It's pretty late right now. To be honest, like, I'm done. But thank you for watching this video if you made it to this point. I appreciate you a lot, and cool. I'm gonna go take a nap now. Bye.